Hey everyone, welcome to Analysis Trends. I'm Rupam. I'm currently a business analyst. In this video, we are going to cover about elicitation and collaboration and prepare for elicitation. In the last videos, we have covered all the three chapters of BABOK. I have a playlist called BABOK Learn Along series. You can go and watch it. In this video, elicitation and collaboration is nothing but elicitation is nothing but drawing out information. Collaboration is nothing but communicating with the stakeholders. Drawing out information from the stakeholders combines give you this chapter. In this chapter, the BABOK is explaining that how a BA should draw out information and should collaborate with stakeholders so that you better do it in a good process so that the stakeholders give you the right information and you record it. It can be planned, it can be unplanned, organized, unorganized. And this is not a one-time task. You need to do it repeatedly. For example, if you want certain things that you need to know from the stakeholders, you need to prepare it. You need to prepare before you ask it because you need to have certain questions that you want to prepare. That is nothing but you are actually preparing for elicitation. Now when you ask it, basically you are conducting elicitation. Elicitation is nothing but you are capturing the requirements, you are drawing out the information from the stakeholders by doing a collaboration. In this video we are going to cover about what is prepare for elicitation. That means we are going to understand if we are conducting elicitation in next week, how do we prepare ourselves before we do that elicitation plan or before we actually conduct an elicitation. In this video, prepare for elicitation is the only topic we're going to cover. In the next video, we're going to cover how do we conduct elicitation based on what we prepared. Prepare for elicitation, basically the purpose here is to understand what will be my approach or what will be my technique, who are my stakeholders, what kind of questions I will be asking, what is my basic knowledge I need to be having, and then I need to also understand what is the basic stakeholder requirement that I need to be focusing on so that I will be well prepared before I conduct my elicitation, right? That's the only purpose of preparing for elicitation. The actual inputs, as per the BABOK, here are two: needs and stakeholder engagement. Needs are nothing but you need to understand why is a stakeholder actually communicating with you. What is their requirement? What is they want to build, right? What is their actual problem, or what is their actual opportunity they are looking for? You need to have that basic needs understand, and you need to only focus around that needs when you conduct elicitation. That means when you are asking questions or when you want more detail about that particular information, you need to focus on that particular task. Let's say take an example. If you are building a software product and the stakeholder requirement is basically they want to build a website, there is a high level need called they want to build a website. Now while I prepare for the station, I already know that they want to build a website, so I will be not focusing on applications, right? I'll be focusing on websites. Then I will segregate my questions into a way that I ask that what is the first thing that you need on the website? What is the purpose of the website? What are the pages you want on the website? Right? Then how the website should look like? Are you looking to build a website in the .in domain or .com domain? So these are my questions that I will be asking while I conduct a elicitation. But in preparation, I will prepare it, I'll note it down, and I'll keep it for myself so that if I go and conduct illustration tomorrow, I should be ready for getting the illustration done successfully. Now I have all my questions. I cannot directly go and ask the stakeholder, right? I need to prepare it, and I need to know the stakeholder behavior, stakeholder character, stakeholder roles, responsibility, because I need to choose the right stakeholder for my question to answer the question. Because if the stakeholder is actually a decision maker, it might be very helpful for me to get the correct requirements, right? If I ask a stakeholder like what should be the landing page look like, and if the stakeholder says that yeah, this is what we need, this is what we thought of, and these are all the components we want, then those are all your requirements, and that's where you actually capturing the requirements from the stakeholders by choosing the right stakeholder, by approaching them in a correct way, and that's where the stakeholder engagement approach helps you. Moving forward, there are my 5 different elements that you need to be focusing on while you do a prepare elicitation. First is understanding the scope of elicitation. Second, using elicitation techniques. Third, set up logistics. Fourth, securing supporting materials, and then preparing stakeholders. The first one is you need to understand the scope of this particular elicitation techniques that you're going to conduct. So let's say I'm going to conduct elicitation technique with 5 different questions. That's my scope. I'm actually preparing what should be I asking first. I'm only focusing on the landing page. That's my scope for this prepare station, right? And also, other than this, I'm also focusing on what kind of possibilities are there in this particular pages. Then I am focusing on what is their business domain, how their business looks like when, if anything, once they want to plan. I'm also looking at my skills, how can I put in at this stage so that they better understand my questions. That's the scope. Then elicitation technique. Now, any technique I might use, irrespective of any technique I may use, those techniques should suit your scope. It should be very, very specific. Okay, and it should also be able to execute and then complete each technique. Basically, every technique you use should be very helpful for you to start from beginning and then complete at end, right? Then set up logistics. That means you should understand now. I got my questions, I got my scope, I got my techniques ready. Now you need to understand how do I communicate with the stakeholders. Either stakeholders I need to communicate online, or I need to be doing like a personal meeting. I need to be doing like a room session or an interview or like a workshop. What will be my logistics? Okay, you need to understand that. Then you also need to have a secure supporting materials. That means if there is something that is related to business, if there is something that is related to your organization standards, or if there is something that is related to their organization standards, those all documents are very, very necessary when you go for elicitation, conducting elicitation, because based on that standard, based on those policies, based on those regulations, or based on the business documents or business details or forms, anything like that, those supporting materials will definitely help you to stand with your questions, right? And that's where the stakeholders get a more confident on you because you have a good supporting materials. Now you need to prepare stakeholders. Basically, once you are done with all this, ahead of time, basically when you conduct a elicitation, you will able to see that a lot of people will not be prepared for the answers, right? That's the reason you need to prepare for stakeholders in order to show the stakeholders that you need to be, I mean, you are showing the whole plan to the stakeholders that this is way I will be conducting a elicitation. This is my agenda to the meeting. You can send a agenda already to the stakeholders that these are my questions, and we can discuss these questions on over the call, or you can reply them back whenever convenient. That's the reason we are already informing the stakeholder that these are my top level questions that I will be asking, or I am very much focused on this agenda. Okay, moving forward, the guidelines and tools. Basically, business analysis approach, business objectives, existing business information, and potential value will help you to understand where is the need coming from and why the need is actually required. Techniques will able to help you to extract the information from the stakeholders while you conduct, as well as in order to prepare for the citation so that you will be very ready to ask certain type of questions. And if and you can build a scenario based as well. Then, what are the stakeholders involved? Domain subject matter expert who has a very good knowledge about the subject. Then a project manager who actually is the people who conduct that will also be able to conduct the elicitation. The sponsor is one who actually give you an approval of out of what you have actually planned and sign off that so that you are ready for conducting elicitation tomorrow. What is the output of it? You will get an elicitation activity plan. That plan will have what kind of logistics you are focusing on, then scope elicitation, then the technique selected, and the supporting materials you have. Now you are ready to conduct elicitation. That means now you are ready to collaborate with the stakeholders in order to extract the information. Till now, you are just preparing in order to understand how, when, why, what I'll be asking to the stakeholders so that my questions get clarified. And this is not a single way. You need to do it recurring process. And every time you do, you need to have a scope. So thanks for watching this video. In the next video, I'm going to cover about conduct elicitation and then confirm elicitation, and then you got other two topics of this chapter. And if you really like this video, please subscribe. This will really help me to boost my content. I might also do it in other languages if you want it. Please mention your language in the comment, and also follow me on LinkedIn. And if there is anything that I can help you with, a business analysis work, task, certificated projects, jobs, how to prepare for interviews, I will definitely able to help you. So please take your time, subscribe it, follow me. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.